is a distinctive cheer that belongs to a dynasty when it comes to national titles at the University of Kentucky. The cheer squad is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to competition. Recently, the team brought home title number 24. I sat down with head coach Jomo Thompson right after returning with that win. We talked cheerleading, of course, but also something you might not know about the head coach, some business ventures he has going that really bring a lot of entertainment to the city of Lexington. From WKYT Podcast, this is Uniquely Kentucky. I'm your host, Amber Philpott. Well, no other college cheerleading squad has dominated the Universal Cheerleaders Association national championships like the University of Kentucky. That run started back in 1985, and it quickly turned into a dynasty. Joining me here today is head coach Jomo Thompson. Jomo, congratulations, first of all, and welcome. How are you?
Thank you. It's great to be here, and I'm, as you can tell, on cloud nine. So
there is no rest, though, for you. You don't really get a chance to celebrate because basketball is still going on, events are still going on, and the cheerleaders are always a part of that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a big matchup this weekend against Kansas. The game day crew's in town, so we're excited about that. So just a lot of excitement towards this game, and hopefully, Cats come out with a win. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. We talk about a dynasty. We're talking 24 titles after what you all just brought home. That is an incredible feat, Jomo. Talk to me about that and just the legacy that is University of Kentucky Cheerleading.
It's a legacy that was in existence before I came here, and I was fortunate enough to be recruited to come here by some cheerleaders when I was a cheerleader at the University of Florida. And when that opportunity came about, didn't take any, I didn't hesitate. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I'm so glad that I did because the program is just very special. The alumni that come through there, the character of people, and just a lot of the lessons that are taught through the program. It's been very impactful to my life and very impactful to a lot of the cheerleaders that go through the program as well.
I think there's something very special about everything that you just said because, I do this a lot. I go to a lot of different games covering throughout the country when NCAA basketball is going on for the tournament. And when our cheerleaders come in, people just stop what they're doing. And I think that's pretty cool to step back and see happen.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And the thing I tell my cheerleaders, the Rupp crowd or the Commonwealth or, whether it's basketball, gymnastics, volleyball, they only get to see us. So when we get to go to the SEC tournament, then they get to compare the UK cheerleaders to others. And I'm like, this is a really good opportunity to shine. And I think a lot of the fans, I always take a lot of pride in that. They always come up and say, man, you guys are the best cheerleaders out there. And it really, it's a really good pat on the back to hear them say that. So they appreciate what we do for the sports teams, for the Commonwealth, and just a Big Blue Nation.
If folks out there are listening and you've never watched a competition, check it out. It's always playing on TV afterwards. But you can literally hear a pin drop when UK takes the floor. Can you not?
Yeah, it's very quiet. I've mentioned this before. It's kind of surreal. Everybody's holding their breath, including myself, as we're watching the routine. And, just hoping that they go out there and execute very solid and good routine. The crazy thing is we train so much for this one opportunity, one day on Sunday, the semifinals, it doesn't carry over. So you have one shot. And to go out there with knowing that the pressure's on and to deliver in that moment, that's what we train for. That's what we kind of revel in. And to be able to do it and win 24 championships while doing that, that's something for us to hang our hat on.
Let's talk about the preparation that goes into this because your athletes, they are true athletes, and I think they have to spend an incredible amount of time perfecting what they do. What goes into getting a national championship routine together?
It starts with our tryout process, selecting individuals who we feel will come here and be successful. Not just, in the gym, but in the classroom as well. They have to be able to time management, to be able to, we practice 4 times a week. They work out with a strength coach 3 times a week. They're doing nutrition, they're going to class. And then on top of that, we're doing football games, we're doing basketball games, we're doing women's volleyball, gymnastics. We do a lot of things. So time management and a type of a type A personality, I guess, is what we tend to attract. because those people tend to handle all those things that we throw at them and handle them well.
I read where you your coaching style, you coach absolute responsibility in everything you do, and a lot of persistence as well, right?
Yes, we do. That's absolute responsibility is one of our pillars of our program. When they first come into the program, we talk to them about absolute responsibility. We talk to them about attitude. We talk to them about perseverance, and then winning. So I call it like our 4 pillars. And when you're responsible, when you take responsibility for yourself, no excuses. If something happens, you own up, you're accountable to it, and we keep each other accountable. And I think that is something that's very helpful in our program, because when we make mistakes or something doesn't go our way, we own up to it and we try to figure out how to move forward from that, and how to be better. And that's what each day is about, is trying to be incrementally better. You may have a day where you think you may have not gotten anything done, but the fact that you showed up and you worked that day, you may not feel it, but you improved a little bit because you persevered through there. So, those are just some of the lessons we like to teach, and through cheerleading, those lessons can transfer over as well to life. Learning how to be successful in your work career or your interpersonal relationships, those sorts of things. That's what I kind of consider myself as not just a coach, but a life teacher. And, I've got a short amount of time to impact a young person. And so, through cheerleading and through dedication and hard work, I feel like we can accomplish that.
Do you feel like the old cheerleading coach now, because you've been around quite some time and you've had a number of students come through? How's that feel?
Yeah, it's. I tell people I coach a lot of people, and I've coached a lot of guys. I've coached twice as many girls. And so it's just, it's great, because when I see them out, they still refer to me as coach, whether now that they're 35 or whatever their age may be. And so to have that kind of title, coach, I think it means a lot, not just, someone that just tells you to run wind sprints or throw this girl up here or there, I think it's a responsibility that comes with that, and so I take pride in that.
So if I say this about one of your athletes, one of your guys, if I said he's just a physical freak, and that is a quote from you, who is that?
That's Josh Marsh.
Absolutely. That guy went viral.
Yeah.
He's an incredible athlete. Talk to me about him.
He's incredible, and I almost messed up and said his brother's name, because his brother was before, and his brother was just as impressive. But Josh Marsh, he really is a super talented athlete, great kid, great character, and a great leader for our program. He's been a part of the program for 5 years now. This was his last year, so it's going to be sad to see him go. But some of the things I've been able to see him do in the cheer gym or whether in the weight room is just unbelievable.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Bench 225 pounds like 20 times, jump 41 inches, and run a 4.340.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and our strength coaches at another training facility, they kind of put them through like a NFL combine, and so the numbers he had when they posted it was just staggering, that he has that kind of athletic ability. But his mom was a All-American track runner, I think for University of Illinois. I can't remember for sure the school, but I know she was an All-American. So
he gets it honest.
Yeah.
He gets it honest. How did you get into cheerleading?
I was in high school. I was a gymnast and a diver.
Okay.
And when I went to University of Florida before I came here, and I was there. And I remember my next door neighbor in the dorms. His name was Tall. He was a cheerleader, and he kept telling me I should come and try cheerleading. And I told him I didn't think that was for me, just because of the stereotypical image people have of male cheerleaders. But quickly but surely kind of lured me out to a practice one day, and I got out there and I saw these big guys throwing girls up, catching them with one hand and doing these incredible acrobatic moves, and instantly I was hooked because I saw that as a challenge, to be able to balance one girl in one hand. And just quickly I became very passionate about cheerleading. I learned really quickly. I made the team that summer, the JV team, and then the next year I made the varsity team. And it was at the SEC tournament in New Orleans for the men's basketball tournament where I ran into some Kentucky cheerleaders. And they were like, "Hey, man, you're pretty good. You should maybe come try out for us." And I was like, "Okay." And that April, I went up and tried out, made the team, and been here ever since.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty cool, though, that you had no idea that this was going to be your path, and that it is really created such an incredible path for you. What's that been like?
It's been great. You just, like they say, you never know what the plan is that's set before you. So to kind of see it unfold, here I thought I was going to go into like banking or along those lines. And then when the opportunity came up to coach, I was looking, my dad was like, well, you should probably take this job or you should do this. And I was ready to step into the adult life, but at the same time I had reservations, and here's something I've got so passionate about, and I've only been doing it for 3 years, and I wanted to explore it a little bit more. I felt like I've always had a knack for, teaching, coaching. And so I tried it, and became the assistant coach. I did that for 3 years. And then in the third year, the head coach position came open, and I got that and just kind of never looked back.
What's your coaching style like? How do you motivate your kids? I call them kids. They're students.
I call them kids too all the time, and they're adults, But I think I'm pretty just laid back, I try to think about how I'd like to be motivated. I'm not motivated by someone yelling at me or telling me I'm bad or anything like that. So just try to be someone that's supportive, encouraging to the individuals. Again, they're all super talented, so it's not like motivation is really the thing that we need to work on. I would say the most important thing that I feel as a coach is managing egos, because I get some of the best people from all over, and they're used to being the best in their area, and so they come to a place like UK and there's people that they're great all over, and so now they have to work even harder to kind of, get themselves to stand out and shine. And I think it's that kind of drive and that kind of personality that's really led to our success.
You all have the best seat to a lot of different amazing moments.
Yeah.
Over the years, let's take winning the championships for you guys off the table.
Yeah.
What are some of the most incredible moments you've witnessed being able to be with the squad?
Okay.
Can you even narrow it down?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of it has to do with Kentucky sports. But I remember, I think was it '98, and then see all these years start to run together for me because of so long. But when Cameron Mills hurt his leg and it was black and blue, and I remember them icing it up, and we were down to Duke like 20 points and coming back and winning that game. I remember, I can't remember whether it was Cameron or Jeff hit a shot, and I remember one of the cheerleaders, one of the guys, he stood up because they called a timeout, and he put his arms up, and you remember the Nestle plunge they used to do? He just fell back on the court like stiff body, and I saw him falling, and he fell, and he got up, and the crowd started cheering, and it was just such a memorable moment because all the excitement of being down by so much and coming back, I mean, it was really, really special. I remember 2012 as well. With Anthony Davis in New Orleans. Just the dominance that we had on display there, that was pretty great. And then this year with the Citrus Bowl, getting 10 wins, I thought that was a really great accomplishment, and to see the players and the coaches, the joy on their faces when they shut off all the confetti at the end. I think it's just special. And like you said, I'm right there for all those moments. And so I'm a big sports fan. Those are the things that, really, kind of stick in my head.
Jomo, do you step back sometimes and go, how am I getting to do this? How is this real life?
Yeah, it's very fortunate, because it doesn't feel like work. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy, coaching the kids, getting to go to all the sporting events. It's a really, really good thing.
You all had the opportunity just last year to go to the Winter Olympics.
Yes,
and, we talk about being on a national stage here, but then to be able to take what you do here at the University of Kentucky and put it on a global stage had to be really special.
That was a very special experience in itself. One of the things I've found, as a coach, it's some of the kids have never even left the Southeastern Conference, and for them to get on a plane and fly halfway across the world, and just for them to experience a different culture, see different things, just kind of see, even though we had like a 13-hour flight, when they get off, everybody's just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and just excited, like the excitement of like Christmas when you're a kid, you know. So just to see that through their eyes, and then to represent Team USA and represent cheer over there as well, I think it was just a really cool experience to see the Olympic athletes. You know, we got to attend some of the speed skating events, and you know, you see them on TV, and then you walk by some of these guys in person, and you realize their one leg is as big as like your whole body. You know, it's just pretty impressive to be amongst the best of the best. I think is always something that you can say is pretty cool.
And rightly so that UK should be right there with the best of the best. I think you have earned it for sure. You went to UK, you're now coaching here, but as you said, you thought you would be doing something else, and now you have some pretty cool opportunities that have come your way business-wise.
Yes.
In fact, on your bio, it says the things that people might not know about me, and that includes that you are one of the owners, correct, in the Burl here in Lexington, and now the Burl Arcade.
Yes.
That seems a very far cry away from cheerleading. How did that come about?
Just my partners right now. They were in the band, and I came to watch them at the space, and they approached me a little while later about maybe taking this space, and instead of it just being a place where they practice, turn it into something like a live music venue. And at the time, the Hole, which consumed, I think it was the Dame and Buster's, which were two places where live music was pretty prominent. You know, we felt like there was kind of a hole, in Lexington for live music. I mean, there were still some, but we weren't getting a lot of the great acts that would come through. They'd skip right over us and go either to Cincy, Louisville, or Indianapolis. And so we wanted to kind of serve that sector, kind of bring that back, bring back music, have it here. And then also just kind of have a place where people can get together and have a good time. And so that's how the Burl came about.
In such a great place. I mean, folks, if you have not made your way down to the Distillery District off of Manchester in Lexington, it's a really cool place, and a lot is happening right now. The Burl is just a really cool place for live music. It just has this certain kind of vibe about it. Yeah. We have a great friend that plays there, Grayson Jenkins.
Oh yeah, I know
and we
Grayson,
love Grayson, and I mean, it just has the best vibe.
Yeah, and it used to be an old Texaco, like the trains would pull up and unload these huge canisters and stuff off there, and so it kind of has a shotgun kind of length to it, and it's wrapped in wood. Yep. So it's real intimate. The wood acts as a great sound baffler. The sound in there is great. We invested a lot of money in making sure that the music sounds well, the lights, so you can get a really high quality show in a very intimate space in Lexington.
And there's something really cool about being down there, because you can literally go have drinks, go have dinner, and walk over and watch live music, and it's literally all in walking distance.
Yeah, it's a destination
Even eat
spot.
ice cream if you want.
Yeah. I was on the Lexington Forum, and I was with the owner of Crank and Boom. And so we kind of talk about that, like how we've just seen the area just kind of developed, and it's grown and it's thriving. And I think, that whole area can be like another Jefferson Street, and so it's great to just see the kind of businesses that's come up around there, and a lot of people coming down there. But you're right, you can come there for the night, you can see a show, you can get some pizza, you can go, throw axes, you can do it all down there. And you can do that a couple nights in a row and not get bored,
Why the Burl? What's the name from?
Burl, what happens to Burl wood, one of the owners, Cannon, he just really liked that name, and so we have actually a piece of Burl in the Burl.
That's great.
And it's just a good old sounding name, the Burl.
So you establish one place, and you're like, hey, we've got a place right behind us, let's go with this. And it's now an arcade, and I think that is really special, because you have really sought out some old school games, new things, and just another space for people to go and hang out.
Yeah, and it's we did 80s and 90s video games to kind of take us back to kind of like my kind of generation, my childhood. We have lots of pinballs, and it's just fun, to get out there, play some pinballs. You can play some Dig Dug, Pac-Man, those sorts of things. You got skee ball. I like, if I go someplace, I like not just to sit there and drink. I want to do something. I want to have fun, and so we thought about combining the arcade along with the bar setting, and it's actually turned out quite well for us. So.
What's it been like for you to kind of be in a position where you can give back to, this kind of city, that you can now be an entrepreneur and a business owner and sort of be a part of that revitalization here in Lexington?
It's great because being here for so long and just to see, how the town has kind of developed, and to see people coming in and realizing that, man, there's a lot you can do here in Lexington. This place has a charm unlike any other place. It's big enough, but yet it's small enough where you still know people and people care about you. When I was out of town, people were, one of my next door neighbors took up my newspaper for me. So it's just great. And I think it's a great place to raise a family. It's a great place to invest in your community. And you can actually see it help people and just see the areas around you become better, better spaces. So I really enjoy that.
Where did that kind of business side of you come from? Was that sort of something that was sort of always there, or something you kind of always wanted to dabble in?
Yeah. Well, my dad, he was kind of an entrepreneur. He has his own, he's an accountant, and he has his own accounting firm, accounting business. And so, to see him kind of work for things and do it his own, I always thought that's a way to kind of be your own boss, And I like that. And I like to create things, kind of like how I like to create a winning cheerleading routine. It's been great to be a part of a team with my partners, and we've created a successful business and a successful community around the borough, because I think that's one of the things we really build is community. It's a space where anyone can come and have a good time. It's diverse. We have lots of different people come through there, and we're friendly. You know what I mean? We welcome anybody. And I think in today's day and age, it's good to see places like that. And so we want to make sure we can kind of keep that. And I feel like that's what Lexington, that's what Central Kentucky is.
Yeah, Lexington is a special place about that. Yeah. And I do think that a lot of that has to do with just our city. It has a lot to do with the amazing things that happen at the university, and the things like, basketball is king here, but cheerleading is also, king too, and football now. And so I just think a lot of people rally around a lot of different things. I didn't ask you when you were talking about cheerleading before, how do you keep coming up with winning routines every year? Do you kind of go back and play off of something that you've done before, and how can we do it better? Yeah,
we do things like that. And then also we try to beat old Kentucky routines of the past.
Oh, I see.
So like one of the routines that has scored very well for us was our 2014 routine. And so we try to we have this thing where we say tradition over competition. We try not to focus on other competition. It's not like football where you're playing against a team, You're really trying to battle against your nerves. You're trying to perform a routine and make it consistent. And, so it's kind of like a mind game, I guess I would say, kind of like a chess match, is getting the kids, getting them worked up, getting them ready to do this and do it on call. That's what whether you're feeling sick, somebody has a stomach ache, or you're just not feeling it today, you have to be able to turn on that switch and be able to deliver. And so I think, the collaboration of the new kids that come into the program, they all have ideas. I think it's a very collaborative system that we have as well. Even though I'm the coach, I'm not just saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm like, okay, so what are our ideas? What would you guys like to do here? What would you like to do here? And when you involve them in that process, it's always going to be something new and unique, because you're getting new faces, new ideas, a new generation coming in, putting their own spin on things, compared to where if I just kept it my ideas, I don't think we'd be willing.
You let them teach you some, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's how it works. We all talk about collaborative workspaces and things like that, and I truly feel that's what we really have when it comes to putting together our routines.
Well, 2 questions I always ask my listeners know that I always ask my guest. I'm a bookworm, and so I like to know books. Like, are there any books that you have motivated you, that you love?
Yeah, well, I've just read a book. Actually, I've read it a while ago, but I tend to come back to it. Sure. And then I just recommended it to one of my cheerleaders. It's called Turning the Mind into an Ally. It's a book about meditation and just kind of how to deal with, your thoughts when they start to play on you, like when you start to doubt yourself and things like that. The author, I believe, is Mipyong Sakyong. I believe I might have butchered his name, but And it's just a really good book. It's very introspective. It teaches you kind of how to calm your mind, how to, I feel like my mind runs a lot. So sometimes to be able to kind of not necessarily turn it off, but to focus on just one thing. So it's really helped me a lot, and it's kind of brought me into meditation and learning to take some time for myself in the morning and in the evening time to kind of ramp up and then wind down, and I think that's very helpful. So
bringing it down a notch.
Yeah.
It's tough. It really is tough, because when you're in the business I'm doing, you're being tugged at so many different ways, and it's really hard to kind of find a little space just to go, it's okay to be quiet for just a little bit, right? And then this is called Uniquely Kentucky. So I always ask my guests, what do you think makes Kentucky so unique?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's many things. One of the things I like is, I live downtown and I have the city feel, but then I can travel like 15, 20, 30 minutes away and just be surrounded by nature. Can go hiking, Red River Gorge. I've been down to the Elkhorn. There's just so many. One of the things I like too, I'm a cyclist, but I'm scared to ride on the roads, and I really love the Legacy Trail.
Oh, it's perfect.
I ride it from my house to the Boys and Girls Club, and then I get on the trail. So that part's a little scary, but they're working on fixing that.
You're going to have that in a while. You're not going to be so scared. Once they get the finish, it'll be great for you, Jomo.
And I love that to get out there and just ride. And it's a great thing, because shortly once you get on the trail, you get past Coldstream. There's nothing around, and so
that's when you can let your mind go right there.
Yeah.
Jomo, I appreciate you coming in. This guy has on, I think, one of his championship rings while we're sitting here talking. He's almost running out of finger space to wear them all. If you folks are listening to me and you see Jomo, he's always right there beside the squad. Go up and tell him congratulations, because they deserve it. They work hard. What's next for you all? 25, of course.
Yeah, 25, but we want to, cheer the basketball team on, and we're turning things around. So I'd like to make sure that we're there supporting them, and go to the SEC tournament and have a long, deep run into the NCAA tournament. It's always exciting around this time of year to see the Cats coming alive, figuring things out, and just really looking forward to a great season.
Your squad is something else. Jomo, you are as well, because certainly you are a driving force behind them. So congratulations, on to 25. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to another edition of Uniquely Kentucky. I'm Amber Philpott, and I'll see you on the news on WKYT.